Hello, Fit Pros. Y'all, my lighting is weird. I do not like this. Huh. I've got lots of shadows. Hey, guys, come on in. Tell me hello. I cannot wait to talk to you about today. This is one of my favorite topics. We are going to talk about how to draw a map to the future, how to control your future by drawing a map for your brain. All right, here's what I want to know. I need for everybody watching to give me a comment right now. You all, this is really important. Give me a comment and let me know one thing about your business that you see happening in the future when you sit down and you have a glass of wine and you really daydream about the business of your future. What does it look like? Just give me one thing. It doesn't have to be super complex. It doesn't have to be big. It can be as little or as big as you want. But give me one identifying factor about your business of your future. Here's what we're talking about. Have you ever wondered why you're able to see this vision for the future of your business, but you're not always able to follow through on the things that you know are going to take it to reality? I have a belief, and it is going to be a little shocking, a little weird, a little woo woo to you, maybe, but let me give it a shot. I want to explain it to you. I believe that your dreams and desires are actually the things that you are meant to have in this world. I believe that your dreams and your desires and your lofty aspirations are actually your spirit whispering to your current person what your highest self looks like. I believe that you are meant to take action to bring those dreams into your current reality. Now, this can be really hard to conceive because sometimes we tend to think that our dreams are just hopes, or we tend to tell ourselves a story like that everybody wants the same things, that everybody wants to create $1 million business, and everybody wants to serve scores of clients effortlessly. Everybody wants to have like an evergreen product, everybody wants a Tesla. But the truth is, not everybody wants a Tesla. I want a Tesla. My husband would never buy me a Tesla. He wants a Lexus. He's a Lexus guy. You may see yourself building a charitable foundation. You may see yourself never trading up in cars. You may see yourself making $1 million and using all that money to travel. The point is that your dreams are uniquely yours. I believe you are meant to have and go after them. Now, in order to do that, you have to level up in mindset. So today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the science behind future-based decision making. And we're going to talk about the art of outsmarting your inner caveman so that you can move forward with clarity, confidence, and speed. Now, listen all the way through today because we're going to talk about why future-based decision making is the key to getting what you want. Plus, we're going to talk about how to interrupt that chain of bringing your safe past into your current reality every day. We're going to stop living Groundhog Day. And we're going to talk about drawing a map to the future that makes your inner caveman feel safe. Plus, y'all, this is really cool. This is something I don't always do, but I'm going to do it today. I'm going to give away one free registration to my new self-paced version of the Business Kickstart. So stay to the end and I'll tell you how to get into the running for that one free self-paced version of the Business Kickstart. And you can actually get registered for that and start that today. So stay to the end. Let's do this, y'all. This is the Fitness Pros Business Show. Let me get my little script up. It's not working for me. This is the Fit Pros Business Show for fitness, health, and wellness pros on the front lines of improving the health of our world. I'm Kelly Coulter. I've been a fitness instructor as well as an online marketing geek since the 90s. I believe that every single one of us has a unique mix of experiences, expertise, and personality that makes us perfect to serve a specific audience. It's my job to help you find that audience so that you can step away from the gym, serve the clients that you love, and make a real living doing it. Are you ready to make an impact in the lives of others while creating the life you dream of for yourself and your family? Let's go. All right. So let's talk about it. Have you ever seen those cable shows where they show the lottery winners that win like a million, I don't know, let's say $10 million? And so they go out and they find these people that have won $10 million and they kind of follow them around. And those people are, um, going out and buying like the cars and the beachfront property and all the things. I used to work for a log home company. I did websites and all the different online marketing stuff for a log home manufacturer. And I remember there was the biggest lottery win ever happened while I was working there. And the very next day, these people were there and they were ordering like the biggest, fanciest log home that had ever been conceived of, right? Because some people are really into log homes. Then what happened is as we started putting that kit together and building that long home, of course, the plans got bigger. The money spend got bigger. Everything got to be more and more and more and more, right? Because what happens a lot of times with lottery winners is they will end up blowing through all of that money within just a few years. And if you ever watch one of those shows all the way to the end, you can see the lottery winners saying that winning the lottery was the worst thing that ever happened to them. Now, why is that? Anybody have any ideas? Give them to me in the comments. I want to hear what your thoughts are on why that happens over and over and over again. I say it happens because of your caveman. So let's talk about the caveman and then we're going to come back to the lottery winners. Your caveman is the idea that we are all evolved from cavemen, that our ancestors learned how to keep themselves safe. And then they were able to survive and propagate the species because they stayed safe. And the ones that did not learn how to stay safe were the ones that did not survive to propagate the species, right? This is survival of the fittest at its basics. But there's more evolving science that has to do with safety and trauma than just evolution. So as scientists are studying trauma specifically, what they're starting to see is that when a person experiences a trauma, that they are actually changed at the DNA level, and that you can actually pass your trauma generationally through to your kids. So we are all evolved as these beings that understand how to stay safe, right? We're staying away from trauma and we're staying alive. That is your brain's entire job. As an animal, that is your brain's entire job. So I like to look at this as if your brain is almost like your brain has this caveman living in it. It's like those 80s movies where they would thaw out the caveman and then the caveman comes out into the world and sees like a cell phone or a car for the first time and gets scared and goes high and hides. This is what your inner caveman does when you do something new. So, in the case of the lottery winners, what is happening is that they get all this money and they think it's what they've wanted all their lives, right? And they're excited about it. And they go and they start spending it. What's really happening when they go and they start spending that money toot sweet right away, and then they spend more and more and more, is that their caveman is taking that bank account, bringing it back down to zero as quickly as possible. So lottery winners are running along, they're living their lives, they're making 40, 50, 60, $100,000, whatever it is. They suddenly have $10 million dollars in the bank. Caveman is like, $10 million dollars. I don't think so. Takes that bank account balance back down to 50,000, 100,000, whatever it is, as quickly as possible. That's what happens over and over and over again. So, for a lot of us, this will manifest itself in getting our businesses started and then not being able to follow through on the things that we were doing that made it a success. So maybe you took the fitness business kickstart a while back and you did the things and you brought on some new clients and you were super happy about it and everything was really cool and great. But before you know it, you're all the way back to your old habits and you're feeling just like you did before, maybe with a few extra clients or maybe not. But your caveman came out at some point and said, we're not going to keep doing these things that bring in the extra clients because I don't know really what it looks like to have a successful business. Y'all, let me know if you've had this experience. I want you to give me your comments. Comments are so important. They help me to tell you they help me to talk about this in ways that are making sense to you guys. And you help to tell Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube that you are getting a lot out of this content. So you're actually helping your friends get notified that this content is out here and that it is helpful. So if you are having aha moments while I'm talking, I need for you to give me hearts and fire. And I am not going to talk until I see some coming in right now. I'm going to take a drink of water. Never wear light colors on the air because that happens. Okay, so let's move on. I'll take the sweater off. Okay, so that's the caveman. Let me know if you guys have questions on the caveman. Here's the thing about the caveman that I think we need to recognize as business owners and as people who want bigger futures than the current reality. The first is this: the caveman is super, super sneaky. So you might not think that you're sabotaging yourself. Like those lottery winners, they don't think that they're sabotaging their wealth by spending some money, right? They think they're going to go out and spend like a quarter of it and then they're going to keep the rest. But caveman knows differently. And caveman is the one that got them started spending the money in the first place rather than just sitting on it for a minute. Think about that. So self-sabotage, that might be you knowing that you need to get all of your social media together on Mondays and then not doing it. That might be, apologize. That might be you not showing up to teach or to lead the workouts that you have committed to. Maybe you don't feel well, or you just feel resistance. Have you ever just felt resistance to something that you knew you needed to be doing? It's your caveman. Self-sabotage. Imposter syndrome. Caveman will show up as imposter syndrome. That's that thing in your brain that says, who am I to be doing XYZ? Who am I to be building this business? Who am I to be here giving you a mindset lesson when I was a complete mess in my 20s, right? Who am I to be teaching business skills when it took me a long time to build my first business? It took me a long time to quit corporate America. It took me a long time to get those guts together. Caveman may show up. Well, let's talk about imposter syndrome for just a second longer because there are a couple facets of imposter syndrome. I think comparison is also part of imposter syndrome. So that is your caveman coming in and saying, "Who are you to blah, blah, blah?" And by the way, look at Sarah, who is on page 50 of her journey, and her journey looks way different than yours at page one. So why even get started? That's comparison, right? Caveman will show up as perfectionism. The idea that you're not going to start until everything is perfect, until you've got the perfect setting and the perfect equipment, and your makeup looks perfect, and your outfit is perfect, and your workout is perfect. And oh, good Lord, you've got all the certifications and then two more. That's perfectionism. Perfection is a lie, and that is the caveman lying to you. The caveman will even sometimes show up as physical illness. That feeling that I just can't go do the things today because my stomach hurts. That can actually be a psychosomatic impersonation of the caveman. All right, so rather than fighting with our inner caveman all the time in order to get to those future realities that we want, we need to learn how to outsmart the caveman by making our futures safe. So let's talk about interrupting the chain of bringing the past into the present by drawing a map to the future. So we already said caveman and science tell us that we bring safety from yesterday into today. That's how we live our lives. That's how our brains are evolved. Yesterday was safe. Your brain wakes up and says, I'm going to do all the things from yesterday to today. And then we can take ourselves a little bit further forward by making to do lists and having all the tasks and doing all the things, right? But at the end of the day, caveman wants your life today to look exactly like it looked yesterday. So you're fighting this battle. And the only way to stop fighting that battle is to interrupt that chain of bringing the past into the present. And you do that by drawing a map for your brain so that your brain can start to feel safe. So you're going to draw a map to your brain. And this is where this may feel a little woo woo to you, or you may get pretty friggin' excited about it. Let me know if you're ready for it, y'all. You ready for drawing a map to the future? Really easy. I need you to connect to your dreams. I need you to connect to the things that you actually want. You're going to do that by documenting them. So, step one in the art of outsmarting your caveman is going to be to draw a map, document the future that you want. Vision boards work great. Journaling works great. Making lists of the accomplishments that you are going to have in 10 years works great. Gratitude works great. Rear facing gratitude, where you pretend you are you from 10 years in the future and you talk about the things that you are grateful for that you've made a reality between now and 10 years from now, works great. All of these things work really well. Now, here's the key. We're not talking about doing this once a year. A lot of people do this in January, right? And then they make all of their resolutions. We're not talking about doing it once a year. We're talking about doing it every day when you start your workday. Here's how I suggest you do this actually. I suggest you wake up in the morning and you do not touch your phone, and you instead do one of those future mapping activities. So think about that. Maybe you keep a journal by your side. Maybe you have your vision board and you look at it. Do one of those future mapping activities before you look at your phone. I'm going to talk about that phone in a second because it's an important piece. So don't let me forget. If I forget to talk about the phone, you guys come back to me or let me know. All right. So here's the second step then. We wake up, we do not touch the phone, we do a future mapping activity. Then we spend time with the emotions that future you feels when you've got the things and you've done the things. All right, so what's that like? That's like I wake up and I do my future mapping activity, and then I take 5 minutes to just sit in the satisfaction of knowing that I have created really nice let me say it like this. I'm trying to tell you guys about my vision for my company and my future, and I'm trying to do it in like two different ways. So I sit with the satisfaction that I have helped thousands and maybe even tens of thousands of instructors and fitness pros create real livings doing what they love, and that I've helped them serve their exact right clients more specific, more efficiently and effectively. That's my vision for my company. So now I know my vision for my company because I've spent all my time with my future mapping. And now the idea is to bring that emotion in and feel it in my body. And that's going to feel different for everyone. And some people, they're going to feel it in their solar plexus. Some people are going to feel it in their heart. Some people are going to feel it in their throat. These are all your chakras. Are you noticing? Some people are going to feel it right here. Some people are going to feel it right here. All of it's good, but feel it. Here's why. Let's talk about why. Your brain cannot tell the difference between the feelings of the things that happened in the past and the emotions that you had that were attached to things that happened in the past versus emotions that you manufacture for yourself in the future. Let me tell you that in another way. Feelings are made of hormones. Hormones are physical things, they're chemicals. You can call those feelings up and you can manufacture emotions. When you do, you help your brain to understand what things will feel like in the future versus what they've felt like in the past. So now your brain knows what it's going to feel like. Now your brain feels safe going there because it's no different than the past. If your brain was evolved to bring the past into the future every day, and now the brain knows what it feels like in the future, then it feels safe going into that future. Now, once you've done that, your brain will draw the map for you. You don't have to know all the what's about how you're going to get there. I don't have to know every single step I'm going to take between now and 5 years from now when I have got a multi-million dollar business and I've helped thousands and thousands and thousands of fitness professionals to make great livings serving the people they love. I don't have to know all the what's. All I have to know is what it feels like. So you're going to spend time feeling the feelings and you're going to draw the map every single day, not just one time a year. Now, let me talk about one other thing before we wrap this up. All of these things that I just talked about, especially the art of outsmarting the caveman, these are really effective tools, but they can be hard to do when you're in fight or flight. So, a lot of us are in the situation in our business, in our home, where we're overwhelmed, we're overworked, we're doing too much, we're stressed out, we don't know where our next people are coming from. We're way deep in that how are we going to do it? And so it's really hard to draw that map to the future because when you are in fight or flight, when you're stressed, your brain is not capable of doing higher level functioning in that way. It's not capable of letting in those dreams and manufacturing those emotions because when you are in fight or flight, your brain's primary job is just to get safe. So you have to get overwhelmed out of the picture before you can do this work. And that's why I suggest that you do it first thing in the morning when you wake up. But a lot of us will pick up our phone first thing in the morning You guys know where I'm going with this, right? Have you ever felt that? Tomorrow morning when you wake up, I want you to pay attention and see if you can feel what I'm about to talk about. So you wake up and you're kind of relaxed and maybe you're having a little conversation with your husband and then you just completely out of habit, you grab it and you look because you want to see what time it is, right? And then under what time it is all your notifications that you got the night before. And your brain starts going, need to do, must do, have to do. Russia's invading the Ukraine. All of the crap that you don't need in your brain. Right away, your brain goes into fight or flight because our, right there, overwhelm. You see all those notifications? Overwhelm. Overwhelm, worry, frustration. Are you smelling what I'm cooking here? You get this? So you cannot pick up your phone first thing in the morning. You need like a good 15 minutes to a half hour of vision mapping and feeling before you pick up your phone. I wanted to tell this to you one other way, and it just completely went out of my mind. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So in the beginning, when I used to when I was first doing this kind of work on my own mindset, I felt like it was really woo woo and weird. And so like, I didn't want to tell my family about it, or I specifically did not want to tell my husband about it. And so I'd just be like laying in bed and thinking the thoughts and feeling the feelings. And then he'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you still in bed? And I used to say, I'm luxuriating. So if that helps you, you can steal that from me. I'll just say, I'm luxuriating. I'm just like spending an extra minute just feeling good. That was my way of saying I'm feeling good. Luxuriating. Ah. All right. So got to get out of overwhelm. I want you to imagine being trapped and think about how you would react to being trapped. The first thing you do is you check all the entrances and exits, right? And then the next thing you do is you tense up. It's trauma. That's what we do to ourselves every day with these effing phones. You cannot make productive plans when your brain thinks you're fighting for your life. You must stabilize your situation first. Now, this is also why, if you take the business kickstart from me, or if you've been in the accelerator, that the first thing I ask you to do is go out and get some clients. It's the first thing I ask you to do, and I make custom plans with you to make that happen because I want you to get your situation stable so that you're not in fight or flight. Business building takes higher level thinking, higher level reasoning. The higher level you can think at, the more high quality your thoughts are, the better your business is going to do. Speaking of which, y'all, I just got a text a few minutes ago, so I won't say her full name because I didn't get permission, but I've got a new client that just started literally like Thursday. I think it may have been over the weekend. I mean, she has been with me for days in the accelerator, just sold her first high ticket package with the plans that we made yesterday. So I met with her. I onboarded her yesterday. I said, go do XYZ. Got a freaking high ticket client today. Whoop, whoop. All right. And I will just say her name starts with a J, but maybe I'll get to tell you her name next week. I'll ask her permission. All right. So today we talked about why future-based decision making is the key to getting what you want. We talked about caveman brain. We talked about how the caveman is sneaky. We talked about self-sabotage, imposter, perfectionism, even physical illness are all ways that your caveman shows up, try to pull you back into the cave. And then we talked about instead how we outsmart the caveman by making the future feel safe. So then we talked about interrupting that chain of bringing the past into the present by drawing a map to the future, every single morning by spending time luxuriating. I didn't plan on telling you guys that story, but it's kind of cracking me up that I did. That might be a new thing that we talk about. Got to spend that time luxuriating in the morning. All right. I want to say one more thing. Now that we've talked about all this, I want you to recognize that when you tell yourself something like, I will start next week, or we now's not the right time, that what you're actually doing is you're damaging your own self-confidence. So that's the caveman coming out, keeping you safe, doesn't know how to see that map to the future. So it comes back out, pulls you back in. When caveman does that, you actually damage your own self-confidence, and little by little you chip away at your own self-efficacy. That's why it is so important to recognize these things, interrupt that chain, and move past it. So, y'all, make a plan and stick with it. And I want you to get brave with that plan. I want you to recognize that when we procrastinate, that we chip away at our own self-efficacy. Okay, y'all. Thursday on the Fit Pros show on Instagram Live, I'm going to be with Lindsay Rainwater, and we're going to talk about the paradox of working in a career or running a business and running a home at the same time. I want you to join me. It's going to be a killer talk. She is a super smart woman, and she is the leader of WIFA, Women in Fitness Association. Here's what we're going to do right now. I want you to comment with your biggest aha moment from today's session. So everybody give me a comment and let me know what your biggest aha moment from today's session was, because I'm going to give one free registration away to that evergreen, that self-led business kickstart. I've got all the videos from the business kickstart. If you guys have ever done my boot camp or my business kickstart with me, you know that is 4 days of live taught trainings where I teach you how to get super clear on your offer, understand your audience, get confident about your pricing. And then we turn around and we do marketing, scrappy strategic marketing that you can implement right now. We do not talk about websites. We do not talk about branding. We talk about how and who you need to talk to right now in order to start making sales, just like my client did that I just told you about. So we do marketing and then we do sales. That is the entire business kickstart. I challenge you to make $500 during that business kickstart. I've had people make $2,000 during that 4 days in the business kickstart. So entirely doable. It'll take you about 10 hours to complete that whole thing. But what I need for you guys to do right now is comment, give me an aha exclamation point, and tell me what your aha is. So I'm going to collect all those up all day today. I'll watch the comments and I will come back and I will award that fitness business kickstart to one person who gives me an aha. If you know that you are ready to start creating the vision, then I want you to register for the Fitness Business Kickstart. It is step by step, me walking you through my system for starting or kickstarting your business. And the link is fitprosconnect.com/kickstart. So that's fitprosconnect.com/kickstart. I'm going to put it right here in the comments for you. Okay. Y'all, I would love to hear what you think. Please comment and contribute to the conversation. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. And if you are watching on Facebook, I want you to make sure that you're in the Grow Your Fitness Business for Instructors, Trainers, and Coaches group, because that's where I network, support, and train with you guys. And I can't wait to see you there. All right, y'all, contribute those aha moments. I can't wait to read them. And I will see you Thursday on Instagram.